I'm now going to go to microphone number 4.
Thank you, Chairman. We have a question from Michael Sanderson from Peelomain in the Hunter Valley.
G'day, Board. Shane, congratulations. You're the last standing CEO since the Banking Royal Commission. Still got to work on that funny twang you have.
Might take me a while.
Yeah.
If he's got a twang, I think the chairman's in even bigger trouble, right?
I've got a bit of a tongue-in-cheek request. I have some other questions, but I'll leave that till later. It relates to relevant matters. The ABC reported, and the heading was, power prices surge up to 18.3% as energy market turmoil flows through to households. This was equivalent, again reported, to $250 a year for the average residential electricity bill. Today, Parliament has been recalled to address that. In a vain attempt to control cost-push inflation, the federal government's bank, the not independent RBA, increased the cash rate 3%, which is equivalent to $15,000 or $300 a week on the average $500,000 residential mortgage or business loan. This is 6,000% worse than the household energy crisis, but there was no recall of Parliament to address this. Perverse, really. The RBA was established by the Reserve Bank Act 1959. Therefore, any independence or autonomy is and has always been at the pleasure of the federal government. It has the power to reverse recent interest rate increases. Now, to give you some contrast, Japan has a cash rate of minus 0.1%. Its inflation is only 3%. Its fiscal spending is 266% of GDP. Australia's cash rate is 3.1%. Its inflation is in excess of 7%. Total fiscal spending is a mere 36% of GDP. This inept and pointless interest rate austerity transfers real assets from real workers that Labor claims to represent to the already wealthy. My request is, I was in Parliament last week, for the last week of sittings, and witnessed the awesome power of the Australian Bankers Association. Based on a 24-hour backflip on million-dollar fines for bankers, it would seem the federal government will bend the knee instantly to instructions from the ABA. For balance, just so it's not political, the LNP established a Clayton's Banking Royal Commission when instructed by the Big Four. I asked the ANZ, in conjunction with the other Big Four, to request that Anna Bligh, on behalf of all mortgage holders, to instruct the Federal Treasurer to stop and reverse the not independent RBA's inept interest rate austerity and be more like Japan. That's it.
Thank you, Michael. And you travelled a fair way today, so thank you also for making the journey. The points you made are actually very interesting, and they go again to the heart of the impact of the economic environment on all Australians, and obviously we are concerned about that too. I wish we had the sort of leverage and power that you are describing, but nonetheless, I take note of your request, and we will certainly take account of it.